Long ago in the world before time, there was a land called Territories where the sun never shone. The people of the world lived in darkness and were ruled by the overlords of the three corners of the world.
First, there was the overlord of the West.
I am the queen of evil. My special power is to burn people with my laser eyes.
I'm the overlord of the South, and my name is Superwoman, and my power is to make people evil.
I'm the overlord of the North, and my name is Sub-Zero, and my special power is to freeze people, and my favorite food is pizza.
Inside the circle of the dark towers, the townspeople lived in the shadow of fear. The fear loomed as a giant cloud, rolling a song of thunder across the land. The townspeople built strong walls to keep the overlords out, and fiercely guarded the boundaries of their own territories.
Within the circle of the town, there existed 3 settlements, and each held its own source of skill and strength.
We are the sweet and sour girls. I am the sweet girl, and my power is to make people sweet.
And I am the sour girl. My power is to make people sour and mean.
Sweet and sour, sweet and sour, more power for the hour. Yeah.
We are the Rainbow Girls.
Hi, my name is Bianca, and my power is to make a force field out of a rainbow and to punch people.
My name is Rosa. My special power is to appear the rainbow when happiness shows, and I can dance better than anybody. Red, orange, and yellow.
Purple, blue, and green. That's the colors we need.
We are the queens and princesses. I am the queen. My power is to rule the world.
I am the princess. My power is the sun.
La 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 la. I am the queen.
I am the princess.
La 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 la.
Despite their powers, the townspeople stayed inside their protective walls. Fear kept them from asking questions, and it was because of fear they made offerings to the overlords. Fear made them accept their eliminations in darkness. But in truth, this fear was nothing but an illness created by the overlords.
The overlords needed food and they needed clothing and wood to fix their tower walls. But their destructive power was so great that they destroyed everything they touched. Without the offerings from the townspeople, the overlords would have perished. They encouraged the townspeople to remain in fear. Inside the very center of the township walls, there was a mysterious box that had never been opened. No one had ever seen what was inside, but it was said that the box contained dangerous forces which only the overlords would control. The townspeople believed that only by obeying the rules of the overlords would the box remain closed and the world remain safe.
A balance was kept within the world, and for a time all was well. Then one day a stranger came to the town. This stranger was quiet, and few would have paid attention to him if it hadn't been such a rare thing for visitors to pass through the land. At first, the people were wary of him, but then, little by little, the stranger gained their trust and talked to him about amazing things.
There is a thing called the sun that throws light all over the entire forest and town. And there are places where the people live without fear and travel to the corners of the world, bringing new discoveries and wonders home with them when they return.
As time went on, the townspeople began to wonder, could it be that such a world existed? They began to question the fear under which they had lived all their lives. They began to break a few of the rules.
I don't want to work for the overlords today. I don't care if it's dark. I'm going to see what is going on outside.
Let's all go. I don't want to stay here alone.
I have this ball and stick. Let's play a game.
Yeah, let's play a game and have some fun.
As The people learned to explore their world. Their lives changed. They brought fewer offerings for the overlords. Sometimes a day or two would go by before they would remember to work at all. The overlords became very unhappy.
What's with those townspeople? I went to the sacrificial altar for my breakfast this morning, and there was nothing there but a piece of dry bread.
I went to the sacrificial altar for wood to fix my tower, and there was nothing there but a couple of dry twigs.
I went to the sacrificial altar for some cloth to make a new coat, and there was nothing there but a piece of thread.
The people have gone too far. They are ignoring our rules and neglecting their duties. Soon they will lose their fear completely, and we shall all die from starvation and cold.
Something must be done!
The overlords gathered to discuss a plan of action to regain control of the townspeople. They spoke long and loudly, and their words gathered in the sky and became a thunder bank of clouds. But none of them could think of a plan. They heard a voice come floating to them as if from the heavens.
Destroy the secret box! Release the terror!
The overlords stopped arguing and paused to listen. Again, the voice came to them.
Destroy the secret box! Release the terror!
Who said that?
It wasn't me.
It came from the sky. It couldn't have been the townspeople.
It must have been a voice from the heavens.
Yes, we must destroy the sacred box!
Little did the overlords know that this was not a voice from heaven, but the voice of the stranger. For the stranger was no ordinary person. He was a protector, sent from the new world to help the townspeople gain their freedom. The overlords were about to get the surprise of their lives. While the townspeople were asleep one night, the overlords snuck into town, past the walls of protection, past the dreaming children, and the closed curtains of the houses, and they gathered around the sacred box with their weapons held high.
Release the terror! Release the fear!
It's the light that the stranger spoke of that shines on an entire forest and towns.
The light! It's the light!
The overlords stared at the townspeople, amazed.
What's going on here? What happened to the terror?
Yeah, what happened to the fear?
Man, you can't trust anyone.
Suddenly came the biggest surprise of all as the overlords stood shaking their heads and angry. Their dark shrouds fell to the ground. They were amazed to see that they had turned into ordinary people, just like the town folks around them.
Without their fear and darkness to protect them, the overlords were exposed and defenseless. And for the first time in their lives, the townspeople knew what power was. The townspeople gathered around the overlords, and all the anger they had built inside of them came rising to the surface and grew until it filled the shaking overlords with fear.
What shall we do with these scoundrels?
Let's throw them into the pit.
Let's tie them to our tractors and make them work for us.
Let's show no mercy! Off with their heads!
But just as the townspeople were about to attack the overlords, a voice rang out from behind them.
Stop!
And the wandering stranger walked to the center of the group and threw off his dark cloak. He was dressed in shimmering armor, and the townspeople fell back from him in awe.
Who are you?
He is a god.
He is here to save us.
No, he is the terror that was released from the box.
He is our Lord! We must kneel down before him!
The townspeople fell to their knees and bowed to the protector, as did the terrific overlord. But the protector was not tempted to power by their worship, and he had an important truth to tell them.
All of you need each other in order to live. Now that the light has come to your land and the power of overlords has been broken, you will need each other more than ever. Do not fight any longer, but go and live in peace, and your world will be greater because of it.
From that time forward, there was light in the land, and the sun rose every morning over all of the people in the world. Now that the overlords had lost their destructive powers, they were free to gather their own food and supplies. And now that the townspeople had lost their fear, they were free to explore their world and find new and wondrous things under the beaming sun.
And so the time of darkness passed, and they had finally come to the land of territories. Everything that had been outside was free to come inside, and everything that was inside was free to go out. And that is how it should be.